Once more, as it pleased Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we are gathered in this room for the third quarter meeting of NIREC. I'd like to thank the co-chair for that very long opening remarks coming from somebody who was not opportune by God to be so tall and high. So since he has spoken so much and so long, I would like to also agree with most, if not all, the comments he made, as I would also have done the same. And as is tradition, the chairman, the co-chairman of the remarks, always been to set the tone for our meeting at the closed session, and also to give the public, especially the press, what our thoughts are. I would like to thank all of you for turning up, especially the members of NIREC, for spending time once more to be here. Like the co-chair said, we were supposed to be in Plateau for this third quarter meeting, but some very sad, unfortunate activities that have been happening there made us to shift the meeting back and hope to go back to Plateau for the fourth quarter meeting. And when we discussed with the governor, when this crisis broke out, he totally agreed, and we invited him to be here, first in his capacity as the governor of Plateau, for us to discuss with him, closed session, what those leaders to help, not only Plateau. That's the current thing. Anything now is Plateau. That's all over the pages of the media, social media, and electronic media too. And also as chairman of the Northern Governors Forum, most of the problems we are facing are in the Northwest, Northeast, North Central. Of course, there are other problems in the South, Southeast, and Southwest. But the main problems we are facing, the high level of insecurity. The high level of insecurity is in the Northwest, and then Northeast, and then North Central. And that's why we invited the governor to be with us. And we invited the governor of Ekiti, who happens to be the chairman of the Nigerian Governors Forum. So he's here on behalf of the 36, well, let me say 35 state governors, since the one other governor is here. And we're going to go into closed session with him for us to tell the governors what we feel about what they are doing and what they are not doing. And it's high time that was done. And let's hear from them what and how can we also help as religious leaders. Because we never had such a program with all the governors. We can't bring all of them to the meeting room, but His Excellency the Governor, with the chairman, and take our messages to them. And I know they have discussed at the end of them, but I know there are so many governors forum. The South-South Governors Forum, there is South-West Governors Forum, there is Northern Governors Forum, there is Northeast. They all have meetings one time or the other, one place or the other. The people are shifting to the various states, which is very good. Now let's know what can we do. What have they been doing? Do they think we have a role to play for them to achieve peace and stability in the various states? Because I'm an ardent believer of any particular state that is safe, developed, and free with everybody. It's a happy place for all of us because it's part of Nigeria. If a particular government can rise up to the occasion, make it state the best in the country, so be it. Let other governors also follow suit. And that's why when people talk of governors of other states, in the last 2 years, what they have been doing, it's not endurable. His total commitment. He has given all himself to the work Almighty Allah put on his shoulders as the governor of that state. And we have seen the differences. We have seen the changes so far. Now, there's so many other governors also working. So, at the closed session, we won't take too much time. All the governors have the National Economic Council meeting today, at about 2 o'clock, and the NDF 2 has to go. But it will take some time with them. So what we intend to do here at this opening, we hear some remarks by those who have invited, like the FCT minister. He has not sent a representative, maybe he forgot about it, but they have always done so. The IG, and then we go into closed session. Others will excuse us, and we go into closed session for about 30-40 minutes before we now release the governors. Today, we made an appointment with the defense headquarters for us to go and see the service chiefs, to encourage them, to support them, to pray for them, to listen to them, what can we do as religious leaders to help them? Because it's not all gone. There is spiritual intervention. And I know we have been doing that in our churches and mosques. We've been praying for peace. But I don't think we've ever visited the defense headquarters. So at the end of this session, we'll drive to defense headquarters, meet the chief of defense staff and the 3 service chiefs, pay a courtesy call, discuss with them in closed session, and then we'll come back here, maybe after lunch, and we'll go into our own closed session. I'm telling you because the press should know what we intend to do today for this third quarter meeting. Because all of us are very, very worried about the level of insecurity in this country. And I keep on saying things are not getting better. And I have said it and I will say it again and again until we have seen things are getting better, we'll say yes, things are getting better. It got to the point where unknown gunmen, and you know there's one person who was a friend to the military, Fela Anikula Kuti in those days, unknown soldier, is the one who killed his mother. Because one day after the raid on his house, they threw his mother from the top floor, and a committee was set up, Judicial Commission of Inquiry, led by a civilian, not a military man. The decision was what? It was unknown soldier who did it. And that's why we keep on saying unknown soldier. Unknown gunmen invaded people's homes. How can they be unknown? Unknown people killed so many people and then nothing is done. Where are our intelligence agencies? Don't we have a proactive intelligence agency that will think ahead of anybody, any criminal trying to do something? I'm a military man, and I know what I'm talking about. And I think it's important for us, when we go into closed session, to discuss some of these issues. And as religious leaders, we must always tell the truth, even if it's against us or our families and whatever. We shouldn't be afraid of telling the truth to authorities. And that's what we must continue to do. And when we tell the truth, we can sit at home peacefully. We tell ourselves the truth. Why do religious leaders come out in the public domain and say so many nasty and bad things that will raise tension higher and higher? The court chairman made remarks of one, I have never heard of him until I saw that video. He says an imam, somebody's area. I've never heard of him. And there was somebody who also on the plateau, he made a very terrible video calling on the youth to rise up and kill Muslims. It's all over the social media. What are our security agencies doing? Can you invite these people to ask them, what do you really mean? Nobody should be above law. Whether you are a Christian or Muslim, you cannot incite people to kill innocent people because you are killing innocent people. When you go to innocent people's home uniforms and kill them and don't take anything. That is the worst part of it. It's something we have seen times without number. I've said it before. In Sokoto alone, eastern part of Sokoto, there was a day we buried 76 people. They are not Christians, they are not Fulanis. They are human beings that are struggling to survive. They were killed in cold blood by criminals that came from nowhere. We don't even know why they dropped from the sky. People don't hear about that one. Now the day we buried 48 people in the same Sokoto, but you don't hear about that one, because we don't have media. But the point I'm making here is what the camp president said, what the co-chair said. All these people committing such criminal activities must be identified. Our security agents must up their game. Identify them and take action on them. Whether he's a religious leader, whether he's an ethnic leader, whether he's a traditional leader, he must be made to face the law. Because there's nobody who is above law. And if we start doing that, all this impunity that we see in this country will stop. I've not seen any big man taken to jail because he ordered people to be killed and people were killed. When there are videos going about telling people to go and kill. So we must be serious in trying to stop this panic if we really want to stop it. And if you don't want to stop it, you allow other players to come in and help us play the game that we don't know how to play, then too bad for us. The instruction that foreign powers pushing this is when you allow somebody to come into your home and tell you to do wrong thing and you agree that such thing will happen. Because I can't imagine if you use religion and take innocent people's lives, shedding blood, and you say, yes, you are going to heaven by killing innocent people. You are going to hell, definitely. That one we know. As Muslims, we know that. And it's important when we sit together and discuss. And we must be honest with ourselves. We cannot come and meet at NIREC, then go back to our various comfort zones and start preaching hatred. And that's what's happening every day. A lot of hate speech by religious leaders, Christians and Muslims. A lot of hate speech by leaders, governors, who vomit some venomous things that you shouldn't do as leaders. As leaders were supposed to be very political, very diplomatic. Because they say diplomacy is telling somebody to go to hell in such a nice way, you'll be looking forward to the trip. We have to be diplomatic in telling people what to do or what not to do. But you cannot come and sit down and be telling people, go and kill people. Or this will come and take your land. Which land? You don't own land. God owns the land. He brought you into that land not to make sure people are killed, but to help strengthen the people there. Now, making this comment with all seriousness, because we are so disturbed the way things are going. And that's why we have these governors. We will sit down with them, we will talk to them. Even the governor feels he can go and order people to commit criminal activities, he will step out of that government house. The day he gets out, he will be arrested. Definitely. When you have no immunity, you have no most people guarding you 24 hours a day, you are on your own. That will happen. And if people don't really rise up against these people, tell them, look, you cannot do this. You cannot be telling us to kill people. Why do I kill somebody? You don't give me any reason. I think it's important for us as religious leaders to be truthful to one another. And we need to talk to one another. The AGM is here. What is so difficult in the presidency leading a dialogue of everybody? Pick religious leaders, traditional leaders, opinion leaders, market leaders. Everybody had something to say in this country. Elders, non-elders. We know hundreds of elders that when they sit and talk, people will listen to them. Why are we afraid of talking to one another in a dialogue? Dialogue is the best form. Because what dialogue can solve, definitely violence cannot solve it. So I think there must be a time when we should rise up, go beyond ethnic and religious sentiments, and sit down and talk to one another in the most honest way and tell ourselves the truth. What is really happening in this country is not right, and this is the way we should go if we really want to have a country. If we don't want to have a country, okay. But we have security agencies, and they have their roles to play. So I can't see any reason why we cannot sit down and talk to one another. The presidency must lead the way. Reach out to people, sit down, talk to one another. Because I have seen the goodwill of the people of this country towards one another. Only a few elites that want to tell me what happens in this country, and they must have their way. I don't celebrate birthdays, but 23rd, 24th August, my phone was so flooded with messages from everybody. Christian leaders, even people that don't have religion, I'm sure. They don't believe in God, but I don't know them. Wishing me this, wishing me that. I don't celebrate birthday. So when I heard the culture saying, my birthday is this meeting here. That's what I'm giving you. So the outcome of this meeting is my... Can you go?
Ready.
Yeah?
Ready.
There you go.
Ready.
So let's see how we can get elders together. Talk to one another. What are the problems? Put them on the table. What are the possible solutions to these problems? Put them on the table. Then government implement. It's as simple as that. And I think if we don't do that, we are just groping in the dark. I think dialogue is the best option to solve these problems. And we must sit down together and talk. And there are elders, like I've said, and I know so many of them. We had a forum some few days back with President Obasanjo and so many leaders. We invited so many leaders and everybody turned up. That's why I say I believe in this country, and I believe there are so many people of goodwill that want to see this country move forward and better. And that forum that we had from 11 in the morning to 8 p.m. with all the elders of this country, Edwin Clark, Ayo Adebanjo, Middle Belt Forum leaders, former Chief of Defense Staff, everybody that mattered in this country, we discussed. We are yet to take our report to Mr. President before he went out of the country and came back. That's why I still have so much confidence and belief that we have leaders that can rise up to the occasion when the need arises. I think let the government seize this opportunity and invoke this dialogue for all of us to sit down and talk to one another. We are all witnesses to what happened in Afghanistan of recent. People created Taliban. People fought Taliban for 20 years. People wasted trillions of dollars to fight Taliban in Afghanistan. The same people brought back Taliban, pulled out and allowed Taliban to take over the country. After wasting lives, money, and everything, what does it show us? We must face our own problems ourselves, find solutions without leaning to anybody outside this shores of this country. Our problems are our problems, and only we know the problem, and only we can solve our problems. Nobody from outside can come and solve our problem for us. Definitely. If you want to sit down and say you will bring America, you bring Russia, you bring European Union to help you, well, let them help. Give you money, but not to come and sit down and run the country because they don't know our situations. And that's why we have ambassadors with us. They talk with us, we advise them, they advise us. I think that's a very good way to go. So let's face the realities of life. And let's ask ourselves, are we learning any lesson from the Afghanistan debacle? Because I read about Afghanistan. I worked in Afghanistan for 3 years as a military advisor to Nigeria to those countries. I was in Pakistan, so I know very well what the whole politics is. And that's what Almighty Allah had blessed on me that time. He sent me to Pakistan for 3 years as a military advisor. I was covering Afghanistan, Saudi Arabia, Iran, Iraq, and the Gulf states for 3 years. So I know so much politics of that area. And I know a lot about Taliban, the Afghanistan, and whatever. Now we have the situation, do we learn lessons? So let's sit down and talk to ourselves and then find a way out of this mess we are in, the insecurity issue in this country. Unfortunately, I don't have a written speech for me to print and give you out. I made my comments after listening to people and I made some points. And I wish us all the best of luck. And I want to thank the two governors for being here. Because we know what's happening in Plateau, but that's why the governor made it a point to be here before going back home. We are with you, and I totally agree with the co-chair. We did it before when the first crisis broke out. Jonathan was governor, myself and Cardinal Onaiko, I think was the oldest therefore, went to Plateau, talked to people. And I think if you can get the comments I made those days and that particular day, you just know that we're just repeating the same thing. So I'm ready anytime. All takes us 35, 40 minutes flight to 25. No, before you aircraft, before the cargo starts. When you land again, you taxi, you stop, they switch off engine, then they open door, you come down. It's not 45 minutes. You know I'm a military man. I put all inclusive so that when you are working, you know I'm working with 45 minutes. You can go and see the governor 1 minute. You can, if you go arrange for us to meet people, like we did last time where myself and Onaikon was there. We call all of them in the hall, but we know tempers are high. Tempers are high. There's just no need for these killings. There's just no need. And the government must rise up to the occasion. Find out the culprits, deal with them, whoever they are. So I want to thank the governor of Ekiti State. You saw his picture, he was in London last night. This morning he's with us because he took this invitation very serious. He spent only about 10 hours in London, and this morning he's with us after flying in this morning. We want to thank you and pray for the Almighty Allah's hand in all our affairs in this country, for all our leaders, from the president down to the governors to the religious leaders. May Almighty Allah touch our hearts and make us realize what we do here, we will account for it when we meet Him. And that we should know. Whatever you think you will do here, because we cannot live here forever. You are here today, tomorrow you are gone. And when you are gone, you are history. We have seen so many leaders who felt they are everything in this world, who feel they are Lord. Where are they? Gone. We will all go. While we are still alive here, let's be our brother's keepers. Let's do the best we can do. Let's not use religion or ethnicity to continue to take innocent people's lives, because we will account for all these activities one way or the other. With these remarks, not long enough for a tall person, I'd like to once more welcome you to this quarters meeting and wish us all the very best. I want to welcome the Dean of Agbo, one of our traditional leaders in Delta State. He was with us in Kano, and I dragged him and said, come and listen to what we do, what we say when religious leaders meet. So that when you go back home, you think, oh, you know what to do. I want to welcome all of you, especially the Emir of Ilori, the Emir of Zazzau, Emir of Kano, my very good friend there, Fubaran. He was in Sokoto just a few days back, and he's now here, and all other members of this NIREC. We appreciate your contributions to what we do, what we say, because we are doing it with all honesty. We will not do anything to let somebody feel happy with us, no. We're doing things for Almighty God to be happy with us. That's just the point. So we wish you all the very best and Allah's blessing. We wish the Executive Secretary also better health so that you throw away this walking stick and start running and playing the football he put together. But everybody, we have played our own football for 31 years. We have worn uniform, so to wear tracksuit now is out of the question. But we will send somebody to wear the tracksuit. We have played our own parts. 31 years in the military. It's no joke. And I wish you all the very best. And Almighty Allah's blessing. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.